share some details about the program. So you get an idea about how the whole program is structured, and then we'll move ahead with doing some lessons online when the guys join in. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen now and explain exactly about the structure and the program details. So this is basically a 9-month fast track guitar program. It has got 3 levels: the foundation, the grade 1, and grade 2. And each of these levels has got 6 lesson packs. Okay, and lesson pack is a small pack which contains multiple lessons focusing on various areas of guitar skills. And everything comes to you in soft copies along with audio tracks. And along with audio tracks, you also get the live, video recordings of the sessions. So, thing is, the advantage for you is you're getting a complete structured program, everything soft copies along with the audio tracks and also the videos. So, your learning process is going to be really easy because you have all the system in place, to really pick up from the videos, from the live sessions, and also from the audio tracks. So that's how the whole system is structured as as the lessons that you get. And the important, what you call the main reason why you will be, picking up this program at a fast pace is based on the training method called the comprehensive training method. Okay, so here, if you talk about the comprehensive training method, it's not only about one area. Like when you start learning the guitar, and it's not only about learning some few chords and some strumming techniques. So usually, what happens is you learn some few, probably around 5 or 6 chords, and across 1 year you're playing those chords and kind of basic strumming ideas. But this is a comprehensive training method where we learn everything together. So these are the main areas in guitar. The 5 areas that's called the chords and strumming. Chords are basically you strum the chords. These are called chords and strumming. Okay. So this one important area in learning the guitar. And the next thing is learning songs across genres. I'll come back to this later on. And learning a lot of instrumental pieces. So basically, you build a lot of skills by learning all these small instrumental pieces. This could be like, melody, something called riffs, and, classical guitar pieces, theme songs and everything else. So you get a lot of instrumental pieces because, the focus of the program is to really build your skills. And the theory aspect will be doing to the bare minimum possible for getting you from the beginner to the intermediate level. So we're doing a lot of instrumental pieces to really build your skills at a fast pace. And the music theory, it's the most important thing, but we'll be doing only the basics of music theory because it's a beginner intermediate program. And you'll be learning all the basic music theory required to really go on stage. Just the basic stuff that you need to really go on stage and perform some cool songs on stage. Okay. And then the last section is called the techniques and soloing. These are all, there are a huge number of techniques in guitar, and it could be like strumming techniques, playing a lot of solos, riffs, too many techniques involved in guitar. So as a lesson pack, you get a combination of all these areas, and that's how really we, learn the guitar at a fast pace and become more versatile. Okay. And we'll come back to songs across genres. So, generally when people pick up the guitar, they think it is like, kind of rock, metal, and, those kind of genres. So remember, while learning the guitar, or for the matter any instrument, genre is not important. Okay, the focus of the program is to really build your skills across various different genres. Learn all the techniques that are used in various different songs and genres. And finally, what's going to happen is, as a musician, as a guitar player, you'll be really fully rounded off after the program. And genres is, it's a personal choice. Some people like, the Bollywood songs. Some people like rock, some people like country music and all those things. So basically the program is not really genre specific. It's about learning the guitar well and becoming a good musician. Okay, and the genre is something which you can choose. So that's how the program is structured. And the most important factor of the program is the comprehensive training method that we follow. Okay, so I'll give an example of a lesson pack. So this is a lesson pack which contains multiple lessons, and all the lessons comes to you in PDF format, and every single lesson comes in audio tracks. Let me share some lesson here. Now these are sample. Actually, you already received some sample lessons which we'll be doing now as part of the demo session, and the lessons come in easy to understand format. That's basically, when you talk about music, generally, if you see the way music is written, they talk about a lot of music theory and musical terms that is difficult to understand. But the way the things are written and the way the curriculum is made is to make the reading aspect of music very easy. Okay, so this simple system called tablature, which we won't discuss right now. In the formal lessons, we'll discuss how to read this tablature. Simple system where we use numbers to start playing all the things on the guitar. And quickly, I'll just show you some other lessons. And lessons comes to you in various formats to make it easier and easier for you, with a lot of images showing exactly a particular technique, what has to be done in a technique, the right hand, left hand techniques. And we learn, like I said, we learn a lot of instrumental pieces. This is an instrumental piece where it's like a solo piece where we learn to play all these kind of pieces. So this is just samples of lessons, and like I said, it's a comprehensive method. We learn everything that we need to know. It's not only about chords and strumming; it's about learning everything in parallel. Okay, that's about the program structure that we follow, and the training method that we follow. So if you have any questions, we can discuss on that. Right now, I'll come out of screen share. So I quickly brushed through the program. Probably sometimes it's difficult to understand the whole structure and everything else. But if you have any questions, quickly we can discuss. And
actually, I just wanted to understand, like, how will you be taking like a theory class and then like practical simultaneously? How does it work?
See, it's like this. Okay, it's all balanced out. Like an example is to go on stage and perform, you don't really need to know a lot of theory aspects. Okay, you need to know the basic theory, but you need to have the skills to go on stage. Okay, so the theory, of course, we'll learn, but as a beginner intermediate program, we'll learn the basic theory that is required to understand some basic aspects that I don't want to speak about that right now. But the whole program, the whole thing that we're going to do is really practical. Play a lot of things. That's how you build your skills. Okay, and of course, like my question, we learn theory too.
Yeah. So me and Ramsha, we are clueless about guitar. So we would actually want to see whether people who just have a passion regarding playing guitar or something, but they never made an initiative. So if we offer them online classes, so will they be able to pick up? So that's the reason mainly me and Ramsha have come in. So I think if we feel it's good, then I think we can go ahead with it.
There's absolutely zero difference between being in a studio and being online. Okay. The only difference is we are on a video.
Okay.
And like I said, the value that a student will get, it's not about a studio or online. The value that you get is from a nice structured curriculum. Okay, the training method, the instructor, as an overall platform that we have created, that is going to bring you a lot of value. Okay, remember, in addition to the lessons that come in a very structured format, easy to understand format, you also, and of course, we have live sessions, right? I show you everything. Okay, lesson is broken down and explained to you, and I'll show you. Actually, when you do the lessons, you'll get much more better idea of how it is done. In addition to that, you get videos too. Okay. Right? So it's like you'll never get this kind of package anywhere. Okay, a complete package which will really help you learn the guitar at a very fast pace. So absolutely no difference.
Just to add to that, Gayatri, we have one of our initial students also joining us today, who's going to show some skills to he's picked up in the class as well.
Sure.
Okay, so what we'll do, Ramesh, I think Manu is already online, so this will be just a rehearsal for him, revision rather. So we can start the lesson.
Sure. Manu, please, go ahead.
Yeah, so Manu, can you go ahead with the songs that you learned or something, just. Yeah, so that's a song from Rainberries that we did some time back.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Runal, should we go to the lessons now?
Yes, Ramesh, we can get into the lesson.
Okay. So anybody's got the guitar right now,
You can start with Manu for today. And Gayatri, will your friend be joining today with guitar?
No, actually, the problem is that none of them are able to access the link as such because they have only the company laptops. So maybe first me and Ramsha would take a demo and then we will send it to all our guitar club.
Sure. In case they are not able to access through laptop, they can also try logging through the phone as well, as I said, because the system is supportive in iPad, iPod, and phone as well, along with laptop.
Sure. So actually, right now, most of them are since it was not working, they're not online also. So maybe next time for the next session, we can have them.
Sure. Just let me know in case you want to have another session. Over to you, Ramesh and Manu.
okay. So Manu, let me just pick up the electric guitar. Okay. So see, what we'll do is we learned that C major scale sometime back, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So what we'll do is we'll take some few chords from the C major key and just learn some strumming patterns.
All right.
Okay. So I think last time we learned in the key that C major has got seven chords, and you can use any of those chords in combination. Right. So this lesson actually we're supposed to do later on. So right now, online probably we'll just start off on that lesson. Okay. So we just use these chords. Okay. It's like the first chord is a C major, of course, C major key. Okay. And the second chord is a C major 7. You just have to lift your first finger off.
Okay.
And the third chord is the C add 9. You put a little finger here. Okay. Okay. So the chords are C major. Okay. C major 7. C add 9 back to C. Okay, in the strumming pattern that you discussed, right? I mean, the quarter note strum, there's one strum per beat. So I'll play the first line. Okay, it's going to be like this.
Okay.
Yeah. Can you go ahead with that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Perfect. So, and we'll add, and in the C major key, you have the D minor chord, the E minor chord, and the A minor chord. Right? The C major key.
Yeah.
We discussed, right? So it's a 2, 3, 6. So now in the second line, what you're going to do is you're just going to use the C major, D minor, E minor, and A minor. I'll play the strumming pattern. It's going like this. So on the C we're playing the 8 notes, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. On the D minor we're playing 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and. You remember that strumming patterns, right? So it's going to be on the D minor 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and. On the E minor back to 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. You go back to the A minor again 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay. Can you try that? Okay, perfect. So when you combine those two lines, it's going to be like this. Okay. Now we'll go to the third line. Okay, and Again, you're going to play the C major chord, the F major chord, F type 2, and the G chord, and the E minor. I'll just play the line and explain to you later. It's going to be like this. Okay. So on the C major, you're going 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and on the F, you're going 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and on the G major, you're going 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and on the E minor, what you're doing is you're muting 4 times, like, okay, and playing a 16th note. That kind of, then one of the metal songs we learned, right? That showed you the distortion effect, yeah, that kind of pattern. You can just try it out.
Sorry. The E minor part, can you show it again?
Yeah, so E minor part is going to be like, of course, you will get the lessons later on and you will be able to easily understand that strumming patterns. Right now, you don't have lessons, but again, it's going to be palm mute on the 2 beats. Okay, and then 16th note.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, we'll learn that because 16th note patterns is like, all like, kind of, all that kind of flamenco, like. All the kind of 16, 8, all those, we'll learn all those things later on. So, yeah, I mean, you could learn more things, but again, that's what we are trying to, kind of share on online lessons. Yeah. So, so Mrinal, so do we need to do lessons? Actually, we sent some lessons to HCL,
Yeah.
So if somebody is coming with the guitar, we can go through those lessons and show them exactly how we do with the lesson material at their end. So somebody's got guitar, quickly will learn. It's so easy to learn. In probably next 5 minutes, you'll learn 2 easy, one strumming and a nice instrumental piece. If anybody's got.
So we have a batch who has completed like the level, like, the easy beginner level of guitar in Bangalore as well as Noida.
Okay.
So maybe in the next session we could look at asking them to attend it, because I think they'll be better able to relate to all of this.
Yes.
So I think that would be better.
That will be better. So what we can do is we can share the lessons. I don't know. So basically, I don't know at what level they stand in terms of the playing. So some assumptions, and probably we can just I'll share the lessons with them. So if they know how to read those lessons, and on the online session, I'll share the screen, explain to them the things, and probably they'll get a better idea of how it happens online.
Okay, so now there was one small query for me. Now since Manu is there, right?
Yeah.
So now he's now it's just like one person in the class. What if there are like multiple people? How many people are you looking at in one session?
Let me answer that, Gayatri. How we do the lesson is that we all the participants are on mute to begin with. Ramesh piece, and then we participants in a round robin fashion through the class.
Okay.
And basically, the piece that has been played by Ramesh will be repeated by each learner one by one.
So it will be repeated by each learner one by one.
Yes, that's.
Okay, sure.
And there's a point that we have multiple models there.
Yeah.
That we can discuss. We have these 2 kinds of models. One is a one-on-one session.
Okay.
One is a group session.
Okay.
I mean, this is also a group, but limited number of people, and then we have a classroom kind of model. So they work a little bit different.
Yeah, that's
okay.
So
we have multiple. Yeah.
If you have a classroom of a larger number of people, it will work a little differently. What Ramesh is saying is, like in this case also, even though it's a group, it's a smaller group, and each of them are on an individual screen. But if you are in a room with a larger number of people, then we will follow a different pattern of doing this.
So the way we train also will be different in that kind of model of training.
Okay.
So these are two different things, like two different models. The way we do things are going to be a little bit different, but the same kind. But you get the benefits of all the the curriculum, the training method, and of course the videos. All the benefits you will get, but the way the training is done is a little bit different.
Okay, because I'm asking so many queries because I'll have to tell my employees also, right, how it goes on. So
no problem with it. I mean, any query, because it's an online thing. Any query, no, we can answer because we already have enough experience in this. We are doing a lot of online stuff, and
yes, so that's the reason. So if it's going to be a classroom pattern, because if we are planning to play it in during the office hours, and have a dedicated room where people who are interested can come in during an hour slot or something like that. So how would the training be?
I mean, randomly people coming into a slot?
Not randomly, no. There'll be registered people who will be coming in. Obviously, not everybody will be getting the the ID, meeting ID and all, right? Okay. So whoever register for it, we'll be providing only to those set of employees who will be regularly coming in.
Okay.
So how does it work? How the training sessions would work for them?
For the classroom kind of setup, right?
Yes, classroom kind of setup.
Yeah. So, the first point is the curriculum is going to be the same. Okay. The training method is going to be the same. You will get all the lessons as per the curriculum, and also you'll get all the live videos. But the way we do it is a little bit different. So what's going to happen? Like now, for example, in a lesson pack we have assuming 3 lessons. Okay, one could be strumming, one could be some nice instrumental piece, something like that. In one session, probably you're doing that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share the screen with them, explain to them all the those are all in-depth of things which in actual session will come to know how we go about that. The lessons has got some kind of lines and measures, and we follow each of the small pieces and we learn piece by piece. Okay, so what I do is I'm going to explain to them some of the pieces, like some of the lines. Okay, and then I'll show them how to play that particular line, and then probably for around 5 minutes or 10 minutes they will work on that, and then we'll have a question, like probably 5 minutes we'll have like answer, question and answer kind of thing, where they can come back with doubts and I will clarify all the doubts. Okay. So that's how it happens, and we move on to the next piece or the next section of the same piece.
Okay, so the group can just directly, if anyone picks up, you could tell whoever is playing right, you can ask the others to show the other.
Gayatri, yeah. So this is Mridula here. Talking from an infrastructure setup perspective, I had a couple of questions, right? Because typically what is happening now is that people are logging in from their individual systems, right? So in case if people are logging in from their individual systems and to manage that kind of experience, because we typically limit our class logins to between 6 to 8 participants only, right? Because
usually even our guitar classes which we conduct, we keep the classroom size as maximum 10. That too, it's like a classroom ILT session, right? Correct.
So even this is also, Gayatri, like your ILT only, right? Except that the teacher is present in a virtual platform vis-a-vis being present in person. Right? In terms of content deliveries, and here is my question. So when we are doing and we're trying to replicate, in fact we've actually succeeded in replicating your classroom training with the virtual session using the platform that we are right now. So for instance, if they are in office, is there going to be a single login for them, as in would they be logging in from a single system, and that class has cameras which can capture the movements of all the students? Or would they be logging in using their individual devices? Because if it's an individual device, then it is not a problem at all. It works the way it is working now. But if it's going to be a single device, then we can discuss that part also.
Sure. So what I would want is more on the lines of I'll take it as both the offerings. Sure. So now what I'll do is we could work out something like exclusive for HCL employees who want to do it at their work, not at their workplace, who want to do it at home. We could give them this the session, whatever we are doing it right now, right? Whereas for if we are looking at having it during the office hours, so we might have I think Mridula, you have to cater something different for HCL.
Will we say different in terms of pricing, in terms of what? I'm not really sure.
Pricing, no, I'm talking in terms of this. Maybe we could have individual IDs as well for them.
Sure.
So that they can maybe have a special class or classroom session during the weekends. Apart from the weekdays, maybe weekly. I don't think every day they could allocate time, right, during the office hours. Maybe weekly, once or twice, you could have a session where any one person can use their login ID and log in during the meeting in the meeting room, and others can also join in.
Sure. That is, see, like I said, we will give the meeting IDs to all the people who have registered, and we'll leave the choice to them if they want to log in using a single system or they want to log in using multiple system. The only reason why I ask you this is that even though they might be logging in using a single system, we will still need to have camera which will be able to capture the movements of all the participants. Right, because if I have my individual system, so I can even log in using a phone, right? So we'll tell you where do you need to keep your phone, and you log in through your phone device, because you mentioned that HCL may not permit the official system may not permit using of external.
That can be worked out. Can be worked out. I can just raise a remedy and say for these employees you'll have to enable it. That won't be a problem from the IT department. I could get that approved. The only thing I was worrying is since we are not that well equipped with the cameras, on a video conference mode, which we have a conferencing room. I think we could do, which will cover the entire people in the boardroom.
Perfect. I think if that happens, we're good. I mean, like I said, we will give meeting IDs to all the people who have registered, so that's not a problem. That's not really a problem. And coming to the class curriculum bit, Ramesh's class is, and I'll let him also explain. I'll just give you a brief and then probably I'll let Ramesh explain. Ramesh's class, the module that has been designed, what he has done here is that what people typically teach in a year and a half or 2 years, he has consolidated the entire content and, made it into a 9-month module. So, we typically have one class per week, and that's more than sufficient, because the kind of, people who play guitar will probably understand the kind of curriculum that is there. It is extremely intensive, and you really have to practice. So, if you overdo or, teach too many things, they may not get enough time to practice on it, right? And that might just confuse them, and they'll feel frustrated that I'm not able to learn. Right, so the class curriculum is such that one class a week is enough, and then he shares those modules, etc. They have the videos as well, which we share with them, and which they can go back and practice as and when. And if they have any questions, any doubts, they can always clarify during the next class. There are certain classes like painting classes or cooking classes, right, which have or health and fitness classes, which are conducted are conducted maybe twice or thrice a week, right? So the frequency is higher there because, it goes with the product. But with guitar, once a week is more than enough. Yeah, Ramesh.
Yeah. So as Mrudula mentioned, right, once a week is more than sufficient, just because you need to practice at home. Okay.
Right. So before also the ILT sessions which we had, I kept it as once a week only. And I would ask the participants, whoever were there, to come, and I would allocate them, a space and a particular room where they could come and practice their sessions in the office hours, the group, so that, they get motivated as well. So that they don't lose the track if they're doing it alone. So that we'll do it from our end. That's not a problem. So I think weekly one session only I'm looking at.
It's more than sufficient because there are a lot of things.
It's difficult to practice. I know because
so basically, there should be a perfect balance between too much of load and too less load. Okay, the curriculum is designed such a way that you have the right load, so you can in a week you're able to practice these things. But like I said, it's a fast track program, so they need to put some effort into the program. And it's not about too much of effort. Like if you look at all the online the studio that I do. Weekly, even 3 to 4 times a week, about half an hour, 45 minutes, thrice a week is more than sufficient for you to really pick up stuff, because the curriculum, the training method is going to take care of lots of things.
Yeah, and one good thing, like Gayatri mentioned that, she also allocates time to people. And I think, Gayatri, when you are learning with a group, right, you're also motivated to learn. And plus now here you have a video content, the recording which we will share, which you can always go back and refer to.
And you can refer to it.
Absolutely. Which by the way will not be possible in an ILT, I mean like a typical ILT class, right? So this actually, and this product, like I said, was designed keeping all of those factors in mind, and we came up with the right solution which addresses and meets the requirement of people in terms of learning, right? And for us also in terms of being able to deliver what we have to deliver.
Sure.
So what would be the next steps, Gayatri?
So what I'll do is now I'll actually talk to my manager as well about this, since me and Ramsha from my team have already represented. Ramsha is based out of NCR, and I'm based out of Bangalore.
Okay.
So we were expecting another 2 members to join in, one from Chennai, another one from NCR as well.
Okay.
But they couldn't join today. So we'll take this forward to our manager, and we'll explain her how this works and how we'll give our feedback on this. And I'll get back to you. I think on Monday.
Perfect. And what? Sure. That'll be great. And what we can also do is, Gayatri, we have recorded this session, so we will probably share the recording also with you, so that it becomes easier for you to explain, because I know it's a new concept, and I don't think anybody else is doing what we are doing here, at least in this space. That bit I can say with conviction, not just here in India but across the globe. So it is a new concept. So we will share this with you, and probably you can share it with your team as well. And if they have any feedback, any improvements that they want us to work on before we deploy it, we'll be more than happy to probably take it up and deliver.
I think this would be best if you could share this recording, so that it'll be easier for us also. Whoever wants to see and give their feedback, we could take this forward.
Sure, we can do that. Anything else? Yeah. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much.
Yeah, and so I think I'll connect with you, Mridula, and let's work it out. Mostly Monday I'll get back to you on once I get a consent from my other team members as well.
Sure.
And then we'll surely connect on Monday, and we'll see how it works out for us.
All right. Thank you. We'll be looking forward to positive news. Yeah.
It's the right time to start, because it's a new year, and by end of the year you'll have probably hundreds of students who are really good at the guitar.
Yeah, I know.
Sure.
Great.
All right. Thank you.
All right.
All right.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, Ramsha.